last time on La-Mulana, the biggest thing was the shell horn. No, the biggest thing was the path of gazing faces. We figured that out. I don't need to go sit in the warm puddle. You know what I'm tempted to try first today is that lore tablet that just says point and shoot. Many faces were gazed. Which I think that's in the mausoleum of the giants. So we could try that instead. And then my notes for the Gate of Guidance. The biggest thing right now... Okay, let me tell you my theories. The biggest thing right now is we have all these notes that talk about the Ankhs. Oh my god, I hate that enemy. The Ankhs for each area and the Guardians. And I haven't found... And, like, I don't know how the Ankh jewels work, but there's Guardians hidden inside of the Ankhs, and the Ankhs are inside jewels. I'm not really sure. So I feel like we need to make some progress on that. Just a hunch. Oh my god. Many giants were mausoleum. There's 9 brothers. I have notes for all 9 brothers. We have a really interesting note about the brothers dividing into 2 groups. And I actually do have 2 distinct groups of brothers. I kind of want to go back in these. Beto, Megala, Leto, Fudo are the ones that built the tower to return the mother to the heavens, but then the other 5 brothers wanted her to live in the land with them, and then there's a line about them continuing to battle and like splitting off into 2 groups, but one of them didn't pick either group. So that makes more sense now once I rewrote it out. Abudoji, Ribu, and Sakit hoped that Mother would stay, and then Zebu is the one that held the land and didn't pick either side. So that's starting to make more sense. I don't know, like, it's part of the story. I don't know if that's a puzzle. They'd probably make some expensive jewelry, yeah. Should I mess with this a little more so I don't keep going like way off screen here? I'll do my best. I'm just not used to this setup yet. There's a lot of lines like this where it tells me one of the brothers' names and then where it was that they fell into a deep slumber or died. And Beto is under a blanket of stars. One of them is under stars, one of them is under the moon, one of them is under the sun, which we've seen mention of those celestial bodies before. There's also a lot of mentions of light or red light. I want to go down here. These worms are so trolly. There's like some big overarching themes, which are the light and red light, the sun, moon, stars theme, and what else did I separate things into? I'm gonna pull up Obsidian too, just because it lists things out for me in a really nice way. Why? I want like folder view. Okay, there we go. Keys. Oh, I made a note of like where I'd seen different keys mentioned. So there's one mentioned in Spring in the Sky. In a newly built wall, a key is hidden. There's a keyhole in the Endless Corridor. And there's a key mentioned in some of the brothers' text that says Sakit put a key in Leto's body and fell into slumber. So that's very interesting. Wait, did this had a clue and I kept walking? No. There's lots of statues like these standing and looking at each other. I don't know if those are statues of the brothers or of the giants. Those who plunder the red light shall never escape. Maybe? And I don't know how to get this to open. I don't remember where this gun clue is either. I thought it was in Mausoleum of Giants, but maybe it's in the Temple of the Sun. Lots of ghosts in this room. Whee! Oh no. The foot of Fudo. But which one is Fudo? I don't know which one is Fudo. Oh, I can stand on that. Is that helpful? Not particularly. And this is the labyrinth? Yeah, I don't want to mess with the labyrinth today. Well, right now. Maybe later. I think maybe I misremembered where this clue was. I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's down here. Oops. Ooh, well, rip. Built a flying tower. I'm not doing so well on health today. The youngest put a key in Leto's body. I'm like reviewing some notes. What's this one up here? Oh, did I never read this? Okay, we gotta write this down. This is important. 46 HP is 45 more than necessary. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We've had lots of notes of children and ages associated with different children. First child had the body of a snake. Second, a large body. Third, sword through the sky. Fourth, body of a fish, like Owen's. Maybe. Fifth had wisdom, the philosopher. Sixth, born of the earth. Seventh, cast the mother away. And eighth, did not know the mother. Let us place the spirit of the ninth child into the body of child 0. I feel like I should learn the quick annotation for mausoleum, like the different area symbols, to say where I found certain things. Spirit of ninth child into body of child 0. Weird. Okay. Found that. Can't believe I hadn't seen that before. I don't know why. The murals in this room are the ones of the upside down trees, or like the tree roots. Ah, this is because I messed with the sky disc. So this is G. G, on a moonlit night, started praying to the land, and right now the Nebra sky disk is turned to the moon. So that's cool. I should put where this is, perhaps, on my map. Maybe it's already labeled as like G's room or something, I don't know. Moon Palace. Imagine. Imagine this being called the Moon Palace, okay? Both of these two rooms. We'll try the new color coding system. Level up! Moon Palace of the Giants. And G hangs out here. Okay. G, I need to learn how to pray. It's weird that I get stuck. I might have to do this 3 separate times. Let me go get my money! That's a lot of money! Does this help me? They're pointing. What are they pointing at? Huh. So then, if we do that, we can figure out which one is... Isn't Lido in the sun? Yeah. So if we turn it to sun, we can figure out perhaps who Lido is, and then find the key, maybe. Just a theory. We are the second race born of the Great Mother. We were created in order to return the Mother to the heavens. Let me tell you the sad tale of our race. It began with 9 brothers. We've read that one before. No! And this is the endless corridor. Moon Palace. Okay. I thought there was gonna be a platform there. What else do I have in my notes about G? G was of the group that hoped the mother would live in this land. That's really all I have. Let's go down here. This is where the sky disc is. And I think the skeleton just tells me I need to use force. Yeah. Good thing I haven't been listening too hard because I want to play this one. Yeah, absolutely, Yonk. Take care. Good luck. Thanks for the peace. Let's make it sunshine. Let's go find Lido. I'm guessing Lido is not in the Moon Palace. Maybe Lido's at the Sun Temple for all I know. G is no longer praying. And the other places where the giants are like up here. What are these two rooms called? This is Moon Palace. This is... Oh, still Moon Palace. Huh. Usually they're 2 squares wide, but this one is 3? Did I label that correctly, or did I assume things? No, this one's 3. Okay. This is Shaft to the Heavens. Oh. Can you see it okay? I'm just gonna do the map for a little bit. If it needs to be bigger, let me know. I need that platform. Come back. Alright, going up. And this is also Shaft to the Heavens. Whee! This is Star Palace. I don't think we're gonna find Lido here. I never labeled this one either. Let's do purple. But we will find... Beto is the one that's under the blanket of stars. And Beto is important because... that's pretty much it. I don't have any other notes on Beto. They were part of the group that built the tower, I think. No. Oh, but maybe this room has Beto, and when you switch it to stars, that helps you open the treasure. This is also Star Palace. Or maybe the ladder. Maybe it helps us get up the ladder and then we can get to the scale sphere and then we can be free of the poison water. This is also Star Palace. This is so interesting. Let's go do that. I want to test it out. Oops. That one was all me. And just walked right on top of this thing. Jen, you didn't even have to jump. Expert adventurer. We're going backwards in time. Okay, stars. Star Palace. It's this one, right? Yeah. Anybody? Somebody feel like moving around? Not either of you? Okay, that's fine. What about over here? Yes! 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 Okay, one of my two theories was true. Michaela is left-handed! Let's go! So maybe part of it is also knowing which statue is which so you can rule out some of the statues to find the one you're looking for. Also, go lefties! Megala carried the lake to power the tower, then drew his last breath. Interesting. It's so cool to see someone play the game it was meant to be played. Welcome in. Raw full iron chef with an index set of notes. I'm using a app too. The app is proving extremely helpful to like refresh my memory without having to flip through pages, but just taking the notes in the first place, you can watch me write them, I guess. It's super interesting. I feel like it's gonna take me forever to get through everything. Okay, this is a fish. This is a Nazca Lines version of a fish. Oh, it's a dolphin. I have a Nazca Lines like entry for all the things we've seen it portray. And I have like an entry about dolphins because we've seen them in the labyrinth. Okay. The linguistic puzzles for the game either require computer and ideographic memory. This looks like where I would put a weight or a cube. No, jerk. Boo. It's okay, we can climb back up. Maybe, maybe not. Hitbox, please? Okay, well, I can get to this room. And I thought this room was gonna be affiliated with Scale Sphere. But we need to polish a fish with the Maiden of Purity or something like that. Wait, and now there's a pedestal over there? That wasn't there before. Also, can I... Oh, the bats are back. Can I examine this face that's on the side of the rock? I wonder. No, I can just stand on it. Maybe something opens to the right. You see that, like, weird white line over there? Oh, I can break that. But nothing happened. Good thing there wasn't an eyeball in that room. It would have been mad. Destroying holy objects. I could use a health boost. Let's see if I can make it. No, 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 no. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. The shell horn. Let's save. I'm scared. I wonder if... Oh, no, 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 no! I wonder if, I'm just gonna save and see if it sticks, if we get to keep this progress. I kind of want to warp and go get health and come back, but I think it'll be okay. Hate these worms. The bats I don't mind as much, but the worms are my least favorite. Hi, Storage Heatery, welcome in. It's hard not to give hints, but you're solving things, so it's a little more fun. Thanks. Yeah, everybody's been really good so far at not giving hints. It won't be fun if you give hints, because I'll just be upset. No, not this again. It was bound to happen. Okay, let's see if these stupid worms. Let's see if this is still, this switch is still pushed down. Yes. Dolphin's room. Wait, I need to mark that. That's this one. So maybe not ONs. Maybe not the scale sphere. Maybe just a dolphin. We'll find out. It's slapstick that you're the punchline of. Exactly. I don't mind it so much so far. Like, we haven't had a boss fight or anything that I had to master some super tricky inputs of the janky controls. Otherwise, the janky controls, like, you just get used to it, you know? It's got a weird jump. It's got weird hitboxes. We're fighting a dolphin. Yeah, pretty much. Back to the worm puddle. This is one of the children. One of the children has the body of a snake. Now I feel even worse. We're saving up for a heat-proof laptop case, I think is the main money goal right now. But I could use some weights and some shurikens, so I might just spend it all. It's really hard to save up unless you find like a good treasure room. Because you're always having to replenish your weights and your ammo. I think 14 shuriken is probably enough. And let's just do that for now. And I still don't know how gun ammo works. I know how much I have, but I've not yet seen... Oh, maybe I've seen a shop to replenish it, but it was sold out because I didn't have the gun yet. That's possible. Here's our astronaut again. We've seen that in the Gate of Guidance, I think. Now you can teleport. The first session was a lot of lost money due to deaths. Yeah. So if I really need to just grind for cash, this was a good idea. I can get some cash and go save, and get some cash and go save. We still haven't found the Sun Palace, and it's currently a starry sky, so if I want to go check that out, I need to go back and change it to the sun. Bats! I don't want you to knock me down. Ankh Jewel! That's our first one. Now we know what this looks like. I saw this in the labyrinth, but it was fake. A jewel that can destroy the Ankh in which guardians sleep. I missed the sleeping statue moment. Was it, you know, rude? Wait, I don't know if you did miss it. We saw the statue fall over. It didn't damage me. Can that happen? Ankh Jewel. Can destroy the Ankh in which guardians sleep. So we have the one for the mausoleum. If you're rushing about, you get squished. Oh no! Gotta take the graph back up to cross it off? I don't know what you mean. Pretty much 100% of the game I'm looking forward to the spice. Hi Lola, welcome in. How's it going? I don't know if being squished or not being squished is a mark of honor. Oh, there's our email. I was wondering. The jewel that shines red. It's me. About Ankh jewels, those red gems. If you use them in front of the cross-like things called Ankhs, located here and there in the ruins, you can break the Ankhs. Breaking them will make something bad happen, so maybe think about going back to the village to save first. And while you're there, why not come chat with me? Every time I try to chat with you, you're playing video games. We're both busy. It's okay. Oh, you're gonna cross it off on your graph. Yes, yes, yes. Is it an achievement that you get squished? Nice. Friend, have a good one. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. I still feel like there's more to this room. But I don't know. Now I want to go to... I want to go back down to the Nebra Sky Disc. I don't know what's going on with this room. Does this have a... Also, we have a note here that says if you plunder the red light, you'll never get out alive. So that's encouraging. This one. Those who plunder the red light shall never escape. That's how I'm interpreting that. So I'll probably never escape. I'll probably never get out alive. Okay, this was silly. No, let's just jump down. Into the spikes. Which way rotates which way? Of course, the one I pick is not the right one. I'm trying to go up to the save area and then left. This is all shaft to the heavens. This is also shaft to the heavens. Okay. This one, the room to the right of me is Monument to Hermes. It has its whole own name. And that's where the shop was, where the boots were. Oops. And you can buy weights. The elevator is a little bit rude. Shaft to the heavens with spikes in the head. This one. Who are you? Holding up the land? Who's holding up the land? I gotta go back a ways. Zebu. Maybe this is Zebu. The rest split into two sides, but not Zebu. I'll put a question mark. Okay, we found Beto, we found G, we're looking for Lido. And this is... Oh, it's literally Zebu's room. Whoops, should have been reading while I was writing it down. Hi, Zebu. Look, I deduced it from notes, okay? That's really cool. Don't pretend it's not. Why, what's up with this eyeball cube and why can't I open it? I tried. Thanks, Storage Eatery. And I think this is an Olmec head in the background, maybe? Quick save. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of shurikens because I'm using them all the time now. Sometimes they get dropped from enemies though. Oh, this stupid bat. I forgot about knockback. Does this one talk about Lido? Or Zebu? Who is this again? Zebu. We're going up. Room of Redemption. Okay, and there's a couple of these, so I'm gonna color code it. This is the alien room. Redemption. Okay. I've read that tablet before, even though it's red. I think I read it and then I died. I don't remember what it says, though. Ah! Do I have that marked? I absolutely do. Oh, and I hate that you have to reuse weights every time. Maybe the more I get invested in note-taking, the more annoying the slapstick will be. Because... like, I'm in the middle of something. You interrupted me. The trapdoor been paid with blood and a weight. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I've definitely read this one, but I want to read it again. The sun shone. Oh, this is the one about Leto, so maybe this is near the Sun Temple. Approach of the Giants. Okay, we can make these yellow. That's the cross. The cross of light is actually what the, Don't answer this. I have notes about the cross of light, and that makes sense, but the note that I have is that they were added to the ruins later. Seems very curious. I don't wanna put the red light in there right now. Approach of the Giants. Where's Leto's room? Maybe it is in the Sun Temple. Maybe it's at Spring in the Sky. We've read about the Ghost Lord. This is where the Ghost Lord lives. Ghost Lord will appear before your eyes. Gather round, sit tight until he is full grown. Sit tight. Just hang out. Are any of these... This mural I can read. It's about astronauts. No, it's about... yeah. Astronauts. Okay, we're trying to sit tight. I'm impatient. I feel like there's got to be more to it than just sitting tight. And this is Shrine of the Giants. Am I already out of colors? There's a lot of names in this one. Cromlech. Ghosts are frightening. Cromlech. Concerned for his brothers, Ribu dug a hole to send the lake's water to the tower. His strength exhausted, he then laid down to rest. I don't know if I've written this one down. Oh, I did. Concern for brothers, dug hole, sent water to tower, exhausted, laid down to rest. Huh. I spelled reboot wrong. Okay. Hi, Jim. How are you? Welcome in. I don't think I can get up here without... Oh, okay. Wait, what did this one say? Anything? No. So now we're going back to the last couple of rooms, which is the entrance of how I first got inside the mausoleum. Oh, I hate this room. No! I didn't think you were gonna jump! This is where the cross is. Approach of the Giants. This one right here. So I should mark it. Something bad is gonna happen. There's a lot of bad things that seem to happen in this game. Okay, climb the ladder. Room of Redemption. Is this the one where I don't read the tablet? The tablet is bad. You can only read it one time. Except, I don't know if it's red because I read it and then I died. But like, I don't want to mess with that. It might be an achievement, but I don't want to mess with that. The mother was great. She made everybody look tiny. This was a clue that I'm not going to read again in that room up there. I have it written down somewhere. It's not what I'm focusing on right now. Unable to fulfill the mother's wishes. Now I, the last remaining, am due for a long slumber. I killed a skelly. I've been killing lots of skellies. This is Last Shrine. This is also Last Shrine. So none of them are Sun Temple. Curious. So now what do? I can go save and power up and see what happens when we use an Ankh Jewel for the first time. I don't have a lot of money for power-ups right now, but I'm very curious. Did that even show up? I heard the noise, but I didn't see the animation. Hi, Magus. Oh, I have this one. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna fix it. I know why it didn't work. OBS is being very unforgiving right now. Okay, well, I'll fix it later. The rest of the way. Was that an upgrade for the whip? Was what an upgrade for the whip? Okay, let's go to the surface. $400 ammunition. I'll take the shuriken. This is what it said, sold out or unavailable. until I got the gun, and now this is where we get ammo for the gun. B is for bullets. Do you want to talk to me, or are you too busy playing video games? What the? I was just in the middle of writing you an email. Ugh, what am I supposed to do when you show up before I even get a chance to send it? Work with me, son. You told me to come visit you, you jerk. I bought everything in that room. Oh, yeah, skeletons were always killable. I just never tried to hit them more than once. Which is unfortunate. You tell me about the hot spring, yeah. And that's all the money I have left. Okay. What's the quicker way to get to the cross? Probably from the save. The save tablet is fine. Yay, we're broke! We have 9 coins. 9 whole coins to spend on whatever we see fit. For that much money, they'll let you be in the same room as a bullet for a few seconds. I'm really glad I used like 3 bullets already on nothing. No, I tried breaking open something on the wall that I thought maybe required a gun to break. Okay, I'm not gonna forget the trapdoor. Oh, but I am gonna get taken out by the bat. Come on. Bat RNG. Okay, I kind of want to wait to take care of this enemy down here. Also, there's an eye, so are we gonna get electrocuted when we do this? I'm nervous. Ready? I saved. Get ready to shut down the game, because this will be irreversible. Oh, you just hold it up? Okay, this isn't it then? That's very funny. Maybe it has to be a certain time of day. It's not what I was expecting at all. Hi Sankari, how are you? Welcome in. I don't think I did that right. Good day, good night. 11 p.m. and time to sleep. Have a good sleep. Enjoy. We started early today. We're starting early, I think next Friday too. Just so you know. Done with cold, feeling happy about it? That's good. I would be feeling happy too. Okay, I need to read the instructions again. In front of those cross-like thingies called ankhs. I don't think I've... Oh, I know what an ankh looks like. I haven't seen one yet. For some reason, I assumed it was something that I had already seen. But we haven't seen one yet. We got the notes that the ankh is beyond the Path of Gazing Faces in the Gate of Guidance. And we've done some stuff with the Path of Gazing Faces. But I haven't found an ankh. Ankhs look like this and like this, and then don't they have like a almost an eye thing on the top? I don't know. My horrible drawing, or like a loop on the top. Don't they kind of look like that? Can you even see that? Probably not. That's the thingy. Okay. Good to know. It was good that we saved and stocked up. I need some chapstick. Jeffrey, thank you. Appreciate it. Maybe we show the Ankh to the fish. Let's just take the Ankh or the Ankh jewel around everywhere and show it to everybody. This note, I need to find this note again. I have this note that says, Fishmaster, hold red light. And I should have written less shorthand. So maybe I'll go hold the red light in front of that fish tablet. And then maybe I'll go hold the red light in front of that fish and see if anything happens. You fixed the layout so you're not blocking part of the game. I did!
Yes! Thank you!
Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Like a hooded figure with arms wide open. It's true. An anchor. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna get... Yep. Fish. Where is the fish? Down here. Using so many weights on this one door. Stop it! Oh my god. I try to do it early. If you do it like before they get to you, you can use the whip. But a lot of times I think I'm doing it early and then I'm not. Or if they're rolling away from you, that works. Can thank my Egyptologist professor for that one. I've never heard of that before, but I like it. That's what they look like. It helps you remember the shape of the sleeves of the robe that they're wearing. I always jump down here and then never land where I want to. It's fine. I have a worm combat tip if they're annoying. I've been using shurikens on them a little, but I am running out of shurikens. Or I just don't want to have to keep paying to restock them all the time. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get back up there because I moved it to the sun. We still haven't found Lido. Ah, with a chest, okay, with a hole in his chest. So he was here hanging out all along. And this is stars, right? The sun is a star. Shell horn. Did that give me the chest next door? Or did something happen in that room and I didn't stay long enough to see it? I don't think anything happened in that room. Yeah, the shell horn's pretty good. It's a pretty good noise. You know them from Dr. Fate? It didn't open this either. It said it would give me a key. Okay, I have a safe word question. Have I pressed that switch already before? You can answer that, just yes or no. The switch on the hand. No, okay. Thank you. The @ sign, hi, how are you? We're getting a stretch break reminder. I wanted to see if this block was gone, but it's not gone either. Bonk. I bumped my head on something. On this? If there's blocks there, I should be able to stand on them at some point. Ugh, this is annoying. We will take a stretch break in a minute. No, don't land on the spike. This. But I still can't get to that other platform from here, I don't think. What does it say about Lido? Sun shone brightly in the day he fell. Gaping hole in chest entered eternal slumber. Okay. I want to pick something that I want to try before we go on break. But I don't know what to pick. If I should take the Ankh to the fish, or if I should take the Ankh, or not the Ankh, the Ankh jewel. If I should turn it back to night again and try that other area. I don't really think anything's gonna happen. I wonder... Did people used to think that dolphins were mermaids? I feel like that's an important bit of lore for whether or not the dolphin is helpful for things relating to ONs or not. This is gonna be the star. Easier to decide once you've given your brain a break. Yeah. I think I already decided, but I'll definitely come up with more interesting things to do once I've given my brain a break. Than just showing the red light to the fish. I think that was manatee. Oh, you're right. I think it was manatees. Oh no. You all warned me. See, you can't say things too early though, because now where's the fun in the surprise? No one wants to see this? Come on, don't you want to see my cool red light? No? Nobody wants to see this? You don't care about this? The achievement would have been named Welcome to La-Mulana, an appropriately named one. That's far in to be saying welcome. Okay, no one cares about my cool red light. Let's save. I do, it's cool! Thanks, Petrie. We're gonna take a quick break. And I'll try to come up with something to do. I think we're gonna go to Spring in the Sky. The things I wanted to do in Mausoleum of the Giants were find Lido, I didn't want to find G, but we found G, and that's what started me on this section. We found Beto, we found Zebu, we pressed a switch, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll go to Spring in the Sky when I come back. Thanks, everybody. Hello. Let's go listen to it. Let's have a change of pace. Spring in the Sky. This will be good because I don't think I've labeled any of the map here. As far as the room names, yeah. I don't even think I've seen or drawn the full map. So this is what we're working with right now. Oh, I have Mural of ONs, Mirror Waterfall, ONs Waterfall. I have 3 labels. And there's a lot more to this. This goes like all the way down here, but I've never been able to pull this plug. And there's like a bunch of stuff up here too. There's a lot to do in this area. What headphones do you use? These are Samsung Galaxy Pro Plus? I don't remember. The case looks like this. I like them. No, you're good. No need to be sorry. I hope the lurk is going good. I really like wireless. Have I told you? Oh, I could have gone up and healed. Goddess's water jug. Let's do pink for Goddess's water jug. I think I'm safe to make these over here. Mural of ONs. There's a cross. I don't think that's the cross. It doesn't look like an Ankh, it just looks like a cross. I learned how this eyeball works, but I'm still scared. This is also Goddess's water jug. There's a cross and some red lights. A couple of different types of crosses. Do you all want to see this cool red light? No. You don't care. And I think this comes out underwater? No, not yet. Oh, is this what I have a picture of? I have a diagram that looks like this. And it says Sacred Lake. Fear not the water, hold the answer for those who have been delivered by it. Cross the sacred lake. I feel like that's important. This is Sacred Lake right here. Fear not the water. Hold the answer for those who've been delivered by it. I don't know what that means. I should probably break this open. It says fear not the water, but I still fear the water. I like the little, swimming animations. This talks about fairies. It's filled with... What is that, Soul Flamer? What does that mean? I don't understand why I have this diagram. I can't examine that skeleton. What about this other one? Pepsi and milk? Ooh. La-Mulana's true curse, finding out what Pilk is. Water is more afraid of you. Is it? In this game? I can't talk to this skeleton either. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck. Oh no! Okay, this was a big failure. This is nice. Waterfall approach. Oh, I couldn't get through here because I didn't have the helmet. So maybe now I can. But I have like no health. I can't read this mural. Oh no. We're dead. Okay, let's go to the warm puddle. I should have done that anyway, I suppose. I thought we did, like, right before break, and then I took a bunch of damage again doing something. Goofy, blobby kelpies, yeah. Am I close to... I'm close to refilling. Let's try to refill off of these fish. Nope. Failure. Okay, what about this fish? With the eyeball right there? It didn't drop anything. Okay, what about you? I need the refill. At some point, it's gonna have been a lot faster to go back to the village. No. I don't think this one ever gives me a green thing. I wonder if it's like Metroid and it depends what tile it's on. Oh, that gave me a shuriken. Ha ha ha! Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Amazing. That stupid fish beats me up every time. Back to Sacred Lake that I don't understand. I'll come back to it. Please don't knock me off the thing. It'll come back. That other fish better not bully me though. It's going to. You know it's going to. The fish are bullies. Wow, I don't like this. Excuse you? Oh, we've seen that circle thing before. No. What is this called? Waterfall approach. We're so high up. Hi, Cabbage. How are you? Welcome in. We're, things are getting tense. Is this also waterfall approach? All of this is waterfall approach, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a switch up here, and it looks like I'm about to be squished into the ceiling. And there's a chest. And a fish. Yay! Oh, this had nothing to do with anything that I thought it was gonna be. I thought we had to do something with a fish statue and a pure maiden. But no, we just had to open a box. Come on, La-Mulana, you're all about riddles. How come this wasn't a riddle? A phantom fish dwells in this crystal. It eliminates poison damage while inside water. Hooray! Okay, let's go save immediately. I wonder how if there's a way to get through here, or you can only fall from above. This looks like a different bit of ceiling. Figuring out why it wasn't a riddle, yeah. I kind of just want to fall down. Oop, not like that. Mushusu? That's new. It's Mushu from, Mulan. A beast belonging to Marduk, the most powerful god in Babylonian mythology. Have we had Babylonian mythology? Like, one thing. I saw Mushu and just immediately thought of Mushu, but it's not. Belonging to Marduk. I'm gonna move these into the catalog and sort them properly, but I'm just gonna write them down first. I will tell you what the other Babylonian mythology thing is in a moment. Originally born of primordial goddess Tiamat. Cool. Mushusu. The other one is like all the way back here. Is it just ONs? No, I would have to, I'll control F it. I know I have it somewhere. Oh, maybe not? I thought I had. Oh well. I'll never know if it was something I forgot to write down or if I just haven't seen it yet. Cool. Oh, there's a room to the right also? Sanctuary. There was another sanctuary. Somewhere else. I forget where. But I think I wrote it down. I'm really tempted to use the Ankh Jewel on this thing. But I won't for now. This looks like a little boat. Okay, weird. I won't for now because I need to save now that I have the scale sphere. Otherwise I would. Oh. Aww. Room of Origin. What does that mean? I don't like marking these if they're the only one of their kind. It wastes a colored pencil. I've got plenty of room to write it in. I can always move it later. It's just pencil. I can erase it. Oh, I thought that hit the fish. It hit the stupid bat. I really liked bats until I played this game. They're the worst in this game. They're just always right where you don't want them to be. Okay, so these are both Room of Origin. So maybe I will label these. Okay. Collect the 4 sigils. The path will expand further still. Hang on, I gotta write some notes down before we figure out who that was. My pencil lead is running out. Further still. And then it's got this drawing of like a block with... Oh, this looks like Gate of Guidance symbol. These are the different like area symbols. And then we've got this one with like this type of thing. And then we've got this one with like this type of thing. And then we've got this one. And then we've got like a circle one down here. I hope I drew these well enough. I recognized like 2, and then I didn't recognize any of the other ones. Yeah, my vote is friendly NPC too, definitely. Oh, I can't even run underneath your legs. Let me jump over you. I gotta teleport out of here. There's no staircase in here either. Oh, but I don't have... Okay, but the water doesn't do poison damage. I'm leaving. They don't seem friendly. I didn't sign up for this. That was fun. There's a monster in here. Monster with big long limbs and a laser eye. Pew pew. It kind of looks like a duck in the picture, not in reality. I can go down here now. I can go so many places. Oh, that's a quick save. Let's... Aw, Jen... Oh. Let's do like an actual save, even though I don't have full health. Who seems more likable, Argus or that guy? You know, I haven't really interacted with Argus. But that guy does not seem very likable. So I would lean towards Argus at the moment. Hey, this is the one I was looking for. Okay, let me take better notes of this one. Sail away. There. Thou will find... Yeah, I took horrible notes on this one. I think this is early on, pretty early on that I found it, though. We'll find where Bahamut slumbers. The fish master... I need a new pencil! Master holds the red light. Okay, so nothing about showing red lights to fish masters. Bahamut, master of Baja Blast. Magus, I don't... Oh, yes, I do know what that is. No, I think it's a different Argus. Although, it does have a lot of eyeballs all over its body, so similar origin, probably. Actually. Oh, there's like a fish mural. Excuse me. Doesn't it look like there's a fish painting in the background there? Let me look at it. No? Maybe? I don't know. Breakable wall? We can just do that? Oh, this playthrough just got 10 years longer. Welcome to me now whipping every corner of the map and trying to figure out if every single square is a breakable wall. How the heck do I get in there? Don't answer that. Alright, well that's fun. I should probably mark that somewhere. Next to a staircase. Scan all the things, whip all the things. I was thinking about it earlier on, but like, there hadn't been a reason to yet. But now there's a reason to. Okay, here's our fish friend. Do you want to see my cool light? No. You don't care. Oh, I can kill you? No, I tried to and it didn't work. And I feel pretty bad about it. Now I'm just gonna die. Let's go to the warm puddle. So many trips to the surface. I'm forever running out of health. Every square of the map is breakable wall. Well, now that I know, we have to start over so I can write down all the suspicious places. There's a couple in the back of my mind. I don't remember what they are or what they look like. Now I can find the hive. You whacked the wall with your first or second session and didn't notice the sparks. I definitely didn't know what that meant yet. And it was trying to whip things multiple times in a row because I just gave up on that very quickly. Some things zap you, some things break. Ain't that rude? Just the worst. Minecraft has good soundtrack? Oh yeah, it has pretty good music. Okay, we were going this way. Let's go this way again. Oh, I jumped in that water. What about this? Come on, break! Hi Hawkeye, welcome in. How are you? The game does try to discourage it with the eyeballs thing, and they do a great job at discouraging using the whip in certain rooms. It's not Indiana Jones trying to learn the difference between suspicious and suspicious enough. Yeah. TT, hello. How are you? Happy Tuesday. TT and mods, we should probably sit down and talk schedule things at some point. I was talking about it at the beginning of stream and I was like, I don't know exactly what I want to do with the schedule, and also I should ask the mods what they want to do with the schedule. You've missed me color coding the map, me finding out about a bunch of different forms that the different children take. What's more exciting than that? Oh, I got my first Ankh jewel. That's the most exciting thing. We got this cute little red light, and I've been trying to show it to everyone, and no one seems to care. And the scale sphere prevents me from getting poisoned by the water, which is really nice. Okay, but still not by getting beat up by this goat. Oh. I wonder if now I should go back to the Sacred Lake since I have the scale sphere. This makes a different noise. They're all quietly impressed on the inside. I don't know who this guy is, but he keeps going around and showing off this cool artifact. I don't know. I'm impressed. And I have this written down. Moonlight is important. Where does this other ladder go? Oh, same place. Weird. But now I can swim in here without getting hurt. Aliens. Do any of these skeletons have last thoughts that I can examine? No. Look at the little bubbles. Break it. Drain the water so that it goes into the sun temple. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. I should refill my water on break. Also fitting with where we are on the map. We can sort of dream nail them. It's kind of a similar effect. But not all of them have something to say. Also need to human hydrate. Everybody human hydrate. What? Why? The heck? Let me out! I'm flashing. When I stand in front of this thing and use it, it makes me glow. I don't know why. Alright, Goddess's water jug. I'm distressed. Again. Oh, I want that. Oh, I guess I'm not getting that. So you found a thing. Does the game only let you hold the red thing up for a brief amount of time? Yeah, it doesn't let... Well, as far as I know. Don't answer it if you know. Ah! Sparks! This is a game change. Wait, it's open and I can't get to it! Why does this keep happening? It's a game changer for being able to know what a breakable wall looks like a little bit better. But what the hell? Another chest gone. How am I supposed to know? Rite of passage. Look, I don't appreciate some of the things that you can't undo unless you go back to a save. Because I don't really want to redo it. Like, I don't mind the booby traps that aren't telegraphed, but when it's like an item that's not telegraphed, it's a little frustrating. It's okay. There'll be more money. Oh, I wanted to take the ladder. It's okay. Wait. This is what I want. But you immediately fall through. I wonder if that pillar is something I can break. This is so weird. This game has a lot to say about distribution of wealth. I am not deserving of this game's coins, apparently. This is so weird. Did you mark that on your map? Which thing? There were like several things I didn't mark on my map. We're gonna go back down there, and then I'll map it out better. Where the chest made me very angry, yeah. It's here, right? So this is Owen's waterfall. There's a chest over there. I've been kind of going. I love when we fall asleep in the water. We've been doing a lot. Okay, so this is like a passageway here. And then this room. Anunnaki's stone basin had a chest. There was just a weird noise. I don't think any of you would have heard it. It wasn't that loud. It was either the ice machine in my refrigerator or snow like sliding down the roof. That was the kind of noise it was. Water bed. Sessions later, what did I mean when I wrote this? Marker on the map. Okay. Thinking it when it took you to another room. So I need to mark here because there's like this little passage. This is a chest that is open now. This I need to figure out because this is like a wheel that maybe if I figure it out will pull the plug. But Owen's is the only one that can do that. Maybe. Interesting. I'm looking for my bed in all this water, but I don't know what water is water and what water is bed. I want to go into that room for a second. Now we've got more. We've got the Sacred Lake puzzle. We've got this puzzle, pulling the plug to drain the water. Water. We've got this goat that is destroying me. Do you like my shiny red light? Do you like this shuriken? Here, have some of these. Shoot it with a gun. I only have 4 bullets left. Use my buckler. Only have 4. I mean, that's more than half of the bullets, so I shouldn't say that, but... People look at me weird when I start talking about bed water. Bedrock? No. Bed water? Yes. Money! Give me your coins. And that breakable thing was in the ceiling. Rude. I don't think I can get back up to that little elevator. Saw a joke on someone's dating profile. If you get a bigger bed, you have more bedroom, but less bedroom. Hi, Cypher, welcome in. That's pretty good. It's pretty, you know, pretty true. Okay, so this is a warp that takes me... I've marked these with little spirals before, and this takes me up to the water jug, Goddess's water jug. Above it, though, and then you, like, fall down. So it actually takes me to Sacred Lake. Does the Sacred Lake riddle make sense now? Fear not the water, hold the answer for those who have been delivered by it, cross the Sacred Lake. That doesn't make any more sense than it did before. But why is this here? Okay, let's do it again. This time... Aw, shoot. What is this room called? This was Anunnaki something. I got distracted. And this one was something. I didn't mark those bottom two. It's okay. Let's go up. Because I'm trying to get back to the Sacred Lake. Close enough. Because now I can hang out in this room and I won't die from poison. So these things sparkle, but you can push them. I wish I could pull it. What is it for? Oh my gosh. Swimming is hard. Maybe we have to have a ferry for this area. I don't know. I drew that picture too, the ferry picture. And then we're back at Waterfall Approach. What in the world? Is there like a squirrel on the roof? Oh, stress. I kind of want to go down there and see if I can get through that, like, gate. This is all Waterfall Approach in the meantime. Every skeleton not providing info was like, I'm done with this crap. Yeah, for real. I don't know if I would be that into, like, leaving behind clues and memories. Okay, this room below us had the little, like, circle-y thing. Which, I'm not marking that properly, but... This is also Waterfall Approach. I love that I'm just running around using the Ankh Jewel and it's like, if you use this, a terrible thing will happen. I'm sure it'll be fine. It can't be that bad. Shuriken. Okay, I want to go over here. I want to see what's up with this drain. Weird. I was promised a terrible thing. Where's my terrible thing? Yeah, it ends up not being that bad. Skeleton's too proud to tell you. They have absolutely no idea how they got there. A lot of them probably don't. Don't know. What is this ledge for? No! Bats. Okay, and this was by the Room of Origin where the scary boss monster whatever is. And this is also waterfall approach. I just wanted to confirm that all of this was waterfall approach. I could probably mark like an elevator all the way through this whole thing. And then we've been to the top of the Room of Origin, and we've been to the Sanctuary, which is over here, and this is Mushusu. Oh god, I almost fell! Well, there's a bunch of elevators. Hey now, come on. Let's not fight about my shorthand. I'm doing the best I can. Sail away. There thou will find where Bahamut slumbers. The Fishmaster holds the red light. This looks like a boat. Weird. Is this anything? No. Just a bunch of bats getting in my way. No. The stupid fish! I've been hitting so many of them, but never when it matters. We're actually a horrible swimmer, too. Okay, you can kind of counteract some of the knockback, which is nice. That's not the room I wanted. Like, if you get knocked back and you remember to put an input back in immediately, sometimes it works. So that's good. Oop, I missed that jump up. Okay. I didn't want it anyway. Hi, Jiggly. It's common. I did a speedrun of this game. These fish made me hate. Absolutely. They're nasty. Nasty fish. I want to go look at the room. The upper part of the Room of Origin is what I'm trying to get to. And then I guess we could go hang out in that boss room again and just see if I make any other observations. And then it'll be time for another quick break. I don't know what that was. I was looking away. Oh yeah, this is a chest that I didn't mark. And this is like blocked off into the corner. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get into this room until staircases appear in the lower room. Surprise fish, yes. So let's go back there. Can I get in there if that platform is gone? Oh, nice. That was fancy. This scary place. Do you like my cool red light? You've also got a cool red light that comes out of your eyeball. Am I safe down here? I don't think so. Oh, it actually looks like it reflects off the water. That's kind of cool. Ha! But like, I want to start this fight at 64 health, not 20. That didn't work. I'm gonna run away! Surprise fish and cat ball are some proper La-Mulana community terminology. Welcome to La-Mulana. Okay. Let's go... I suppose let's go heal. Why not? Goodbye. What did I learn from that trip? Secret teleporting walls. Breakable walls. We have the scale sphere. That's a very big deal. Kind of want to go to that waterfall on the other side of the village again, just for fun. Oh, let's save. Like, actual save. Overwrite data save. You know I love going up to this area. Okay, I kind of missed the village music too. We're looking for breakable walls. Now that I know that's a thing. That looks like it should be an entrance or something, but it's not. I don't even know what just happened. Oh my god, the knockback! But now the water won't kill me. Even if everything else does. It's so foggy. It's not a breakable wall. There's not even a sparkle, as far as I can tell. Or this. Why does this exist? There it is. It is one. Okay. I saw the treasure chest and was like, it looks like there's a treasure chest back there. No, this isn't it. Do we have to go one higher? Oh my god, my terrible swimming skills. We got the shell horn, but I don't know if I can get up there still. I don't think so. Wall is break! It wasn't that exciting, it was just a bunch of bats. When do I get the ability to swim up the waterfall? I don't like it. How many of these do I have? 9? Can I jump up and like leave some of those behind me? The caltrops or whatever these are called. But I'm not gonna be able to jump up there once I break it. Also, if it's a chest, it's gonna open, and if there's money inside, I'm gonna lose all the money. Maybe I have learned from my mistakes. I just like that that worked. That made me happy. Because I can get the height, but I'm facing the wrong direction. And it confirmed that there were sparkles when I did jump up. Ugh. And there's some over here. Haha. Oh. Okay, there's also a whole nother set of map squares over here. Curious. Whatever. Not the most graceful explorer. I don't think I can jump across. Oh, but I can come here. Oh, I fell immediately. I'm the worst. Okay. Could not process what was happening. Every time, getting hit by this bird. Landing here on the one little piece of land. I don't know how to break that thing yet, but maybe if I fall, I can turn the right direction and go in here. No. But if it's broken by caltrops ahead of time, maybe I could fall into that. If I'm pressing right as I'm falling. Parkour. This is definitely the intended strategy. No question about it. Oh, that didn't work that time. Did I land on my own caltrops in the water? I couldn't even see them. I don't know what else it could have been. Hey, but I opened it! Okay, do we think I can survive? Or should I go back and heal and then come back and try this again? I kind of want to go heal. Why not? Why wouldn't I? We're having fun. And then we'll take a break. Where did I buy? I didn't buy the caltrops. I found them. So if I run out, I wonder if I run out forever. Hi, Antable. Welcome in. Birds are mean enough on ladders to whittle down hundreds of HP. Yeah. I was like, I don't think it's worth it to not go save. I already have the information I need, so if I need to do it again, I'll do it again. Okay, and then there's a snake, and there's a bird, and there's another snake, and there's a couple more snakes. There's a bunch of scary birds that get me every time, but it's okay. And there's this big scary bird that's like always gonna knock me back, but it's okay. So I'm gonna jump over here, and then I'm gonna jump over here, and then I'm gonna fall and jump this way. Oh, it didn't let me fall to the right. I wonder if I jump from the grass platform to the right instead of jumping onto the other ledge before I fall, if that'll work. Hi, Trav. Thanks for the hello. Happy Tuesday. How are you? We're doing some parkour. And it's kind of fun. Oh, 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 yes! No way! Oh my god. Look, I don't know if you all did it that way, but I'm really glad I did it that way, because now we have extra health. So much extra health. Oh my god, that's so big. The original game had the orb in the place where the bats are. They moved it to mess with old players. Oh my god. Did you all get... How do you... No, actually, you can't answer that because it's probably spoilers if you come back later with a different item. Whatever. That was worth it. Health, 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 health. Map making is really good. I've been color coding. We got the thing that prevents me from being poisoned by the water. And we got one of the Ankh jewels. Got home from work, ready to bundle up on the couch. That's right, I was gonna make hot cocoa. We were talking about hot cocoa earlier. But now would be a good time for cocoa. 50% more health is huge. I'm so excited. Let's go fill up all the way. We've been labeling rooms on the map. I figured out what breakable walls look like. We met a boss. Should we go fight the boss now that I have all this health? Maybe. You know, I haven't gotten... The only thing I'm suspicious is the name of that boss is Bahamut, but I don't... Isn't Bahamut like a goat? I don't know. And it looks like a big fishy thing with like lobster claw arms and a laser, and it's a cyclops. So I don't know. Maybe the boss is just the fish master. Like, we have a clue for the other boss, for Argus, that says Argus is weak to the staff of serpents. I wish I had that clue for this boss before I just go charging in there. Okay, we saved with full health. I am gonna take a quick bathroom break. Maybe make some cocoa really quick. And we'll get back to it. Dance break as well. Okay. Thanks everyone, this is exciting. Okay. Tonight's exploring is good. I just got the second orb behind the waterfall through some sheer force of will. And caltrops. We are... The things I found today, the first Ankh jewel that I got, I forgot where I even got it. Oh, in the room and mausoleum of the giants with the fish mural. I've been, like, the biggest thing today is pairing which brother is which statue. That helped us through a few things. I also got the scale sphere, and we explored a lot more of Spring in the Sky than I had seen before, because this waterfall in the base of the waterfall approach was keeping me from getting on the elevator, so now I can get up to a bunch of that. There's a boss here that we might go hang out with, and that's it for Spring in the Sky for now that I can wrap my head around. I might take like a refresh and go somewhere else. Do we go back to Temple of the Sun, maybe? There's always a secret behind the waterfall. Caltrops are underrated. I always think of them as rubbish, and yet they come in clutch all the time. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Thanks for the love. What is a secret without a waterfall in front of it? Exactly. Okay. I don't really want to go hang out with that boss until I know who they are. Oh, we need to go find Migela. Migela is left-handed. I learned that today and then I never really did anything about it. Migela is... carried the lake to power the tower and then drew their last breath. What music do you all want to hear next? I want to go back here and get beat up by this fish. I want to go up this elevator real quick. This is called Mural of Owen's. I think both of these are. I can color that in and label it. Yeah. These can be purple. Okay. If I don't get bullied by the bats, I almost did. All of these are the same name. And there's a chest here. And there's some enemies. But I don't really know how to get up there. Maybe there's some breakable something that I missed. And this is where the philosopher lives. We haven't visited them in a while. Oh. This is the aqueduct that Migela made, but it looks like it's not working anymore. This is a mural of Owen's... Owen. I don't know how to say that. Skeleton. This is the aqueduct that Migela made, but looks like not working anymore. Okay. My papers are keep slip sliding all over. I say with 3 syllables, O-N is, I guess, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it, but that's how I say it. To each their own. Well, no, there's probably actual formal pronunciation. I need to lock this screen again. There we go. Is anything a breakable wall here? Oh, I almost fell. There's a symbol on that. Wait, so are those? Hang on. Are these the sigils? The pause screen goes right in front of this one. I don't know if I have one that looks like that in this set, but maybe. These were hard to read from the graph. And I can always go back and look at them again. So maybe I should start marking where these are? No. What symbol do I want to use for possible sigil? Possible sigil. And they kind of remind me of a sun. They're like a circle with a little border. And I keep running into them and not writing them down. Pizza. Okay. And I don't know how to open them. With a buckler. With a light. Wait, get up, I want to go see the philosopher. They don't say anything. Do you like my shiny red light? I can't use anything. I only took notes about these symbols outside. I didn't actually take notes of what they said because they don't say anything. Oh, yeah, we've seen Babylonian mythology. It's just ONs is Babylonian mythology. I don't think I wrote it down, but I remembered reading that. Okay, now where are we going? Let's go back to Gate of Guidance now that I know what breakable walls look like. Is this cool enough yet? Yeah, and it tastes really good. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm here to break some walls. Doing a great job thus far. We can go back to what we still haven't done here, which is get the jewel from, sorry, the gazing faces. I wonder, does sunlight always pour into this door that brightly? I don't know that I was paying attention before, but now that I'm thinking of the disc, the sky disc, I'm wondering if that changes based on what you have it set to. I think it was set to sun the last time I changed it. Similarity of cup to the Vietnam flag. Oh, is it? I guess I knew that. I don't know, it's from Steven Universe. Pillar's Gate. A room within Gate of Guidance. Glyph reader. Okay, so far, not a lot of breakable walls. I should probably pull up my other map. This one isn't really color-coded. It is a little bit. This room also has a supposedly maybe, oh god, sigil. This is Heavenly Temple of the Cross. Heavenly Temple of the Cross. I'll write that better somewhere else. A minute of silence to the poor souls who only managed to get one room into the ruins. What an adventure they've been missing. The poor skeletons. They'll never know the lore. Offer 3 lights to the heavens. Here. It's a jewel, it's not really a light. It's the best I could do, okay? 1, 2, 3. What is this thing? I don't have a flashlight or anything. Brutal. Oh, I can't. Okay. And now that I know about breakable walls, I can't. There's hopefully not breakable walls in rooms with eyeballs? That's so frustrating, but how would I know? This is the room of courage. I don't want to hang out over here. This is Heavenly Corridor. We've done this a few times. Oh, I want that. I gotta go over here. Oh, I don't want to ride this all the way down. And we go across to the secret. This took us up to something, but I couldn't get back down afterwards. I think, because I had to come through and do this again. Ugh. It says beyond the path of gazing faces. Is there more to this path? Do I jump again? No. And now I have to use another weight. No, this is still here. I'm confused. I feel like that's pretty normal. Yeah, this room. Which was more money that I missed out on. Oh, thank you. An extra weight. This is the rest of the room of courage. I got an email? How to make bat curry. I'm sure you get hungry walking around the ruins. Your father told me you love curry. Try adding some of the bats that fly around. In the ruins, it'll make curry rich and tasty. Use your whip to kill them. Simply dump them in a curry pot. Rude. I'm a vegetarian. That's not true. I'm a pescatarian. Well, what? There's no health bar in this game. Okay, yeah, and I couldn't get back afterwards. Trapdoor, love that. My favorite. Now what do we do? I don't understand. It says... Where did we find that other clue? The Ankh is beyond the path of gazing faces. The tablet that I just walked past had the other clue, and I didn't read the tablet this time. What does it mean? The email was the one I've been missing on for so long, trying to get the achievement. Oh my gosh. Bat curry email. The emails are dumb. But I didn't find the Ankh. I think I pressed a switch. Maybe I need to go... Maybe since I pressed that switch, I never went back to the Cliff of Radiance. And now I gotta go find the Ankh jewel. This thing's red. Elevator, come back! Thank you! The power of eternity by absorbing the life force of innocent maidens. Oh, and this has... I remember seeing this drawing again. So maybe... Do you think Chi-Yo is one of the bosses? Could be. This room is the door to Eden. We have clues about the door to Eden. But this never works. Okay, let's jump down. Oh, nice. This didn't have anything. I don't understand these statues. Let's jump down here for fun. Not that fun. Should find the door to eating. Is it time for dinner? Eden, eaten. I get it. And that is the mausoleum symbol, which kind of looks like this one. One of the sigils, maybe? I don't know. This is tough. What's in the shop again? Oh. I never bought this. I don't have enough for it now. I don't know that I care that much about hidden shops yet. We found a few. There were some weights in there. I have 5. Olmec. One-way door. Oh, I feel like there's murals in this room that I never looked at. The elephant room. Oh. Good thing I have all this extra health. I want to look for secret walls in here. But it doesn't like me to do that. Needless destruction. The Ankh jewels at the foot of the Cliff of Radiance. This is the Cliff of Radiance. And these skeletons don't say anything. A watchtower soars above Temple of the Sun. Traps to capture thieves have been newly set. In a newly constructed wall, a key has been hidden. Oh. Makes no sense. Let's go in here. Who is this on the wall? Oh, it's Owen's. Weird. Okay, I can't... That skeleton doesn't have a message for me. How many times have I fallen here? Should have figured it's a trap. Whoa, the red one is way too strong. I gotta watch out for the bone attack. I'm already all bone. The red one... Okay, I'm gonna use the light. This is a bad idea! What if I just keep going down the ladder? Doesn't let me do that either. Whoa. Oh, right, the red ones. I haven't been back to this room in a while either. Snake Sanctuary. I mislabeled some of these. So this says Room of Strong, but it's not. There's another sanctuary. We've had a couple. Snaketuary. Okay. There's a mural in here I can look at. And this one connects to... It wraps around to the Pit of the Holy Grail. And this explains how the Holy Grail works. Oh, and there's a picture of the save tablets that I never noticed. Found an escape route. The Mechanical God. Oh, I have written this one down. Okay. Gazing faces. What's up here? Anything? Why is this a snake sanctuary? Where are the snakes? There's a block buried into the wall. Okay. It looks like the push blocks. How do I get that one to come out? Come on, don't be shy. Hang on, I need hot cocoa. Come on out. Okay, I got rid of all the enemies. Now you can come out. Snakes are... the first child. Interesting. This is Room of the Strong. There's a trap door in here. And these red skeletons. And a one-way door. And what is this mural? The airship mural, okay. And what's above here? Heavenly Corridor. So this is... Gate of Giant Faces. No, leave me alone. Two brave souls. Quiet solitude. A rock that reaches a high place. What is a brave soul? I'm gonna head off. Have a nice time with the game and stream. See you next time. Thanks for hanging out, Daxon. See you next time. And this comes back to Heavenly Corridor. Alright, I figured nothing out about Gate of Guidance whatsoever. Other than, like, coloring in a couple of room names. Let's go to Temple of the Sun. Cat ball. Other map. Okay, this is Watchtower. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I wonder if both of these are Watchtower. Where can I put this color coding? Maybe just here. And we can walk back over this way. Here's the cart. I don't understand it. Push. This is also Watchtower. Why do I have it marked that there's a switch in here? Oh, is this where one appeared at one point? Maybe? And I pushed it? Oh no, I don't know. This is closed. This is the white giant, which maybe is one of the brothers. No, it's something else. Have I ever been on that platform up there? Yeah, I've read this, right? Can't seem to climb the slope if I were only a bit faster. That's normal. This is Altar of War. Okay, I have that marked. Is this also Altar of War? Is this the point and shoot? Aim and shoot. Okay, I'm gonna use a precious bullet. I died. The eyeball doesn't care that there's a message there telling me to do that. Also, you can't really aim the gun. Also, I think I get my ammo back. Yeah, so that's good. It does a lot of damage. But I found where that message was. I thought it's in my notes in the Mausoleum of Giants section. I don't know why. Excuse me. I know we died off screen. Impressive. So I can attack enemies, but not holy objects. That time I wasn't attacking anything. And I don't know how to get through here. The cats are so cute, though. Bye! Oh, okay. I had to destroy you. This is a trapdoor. There's a trapdoor somewhere near here. Nope, couldn't make it. This is Thoth's room. I don't know. I'm kind of losing it. I thought we had more to do today, but... I'm running out of thoughts. Sun Pyramid. Oh, we only have 15 health. How did this happen? I have so much health now. Oh, don't fall down. Ah! Who's in this room? This is just the Great Colony right side room. We've examined the statues in the background before. This room will be able to get to the mirrors if we drain the water. And it also has a maybe sigil. Oh yeah, did I remember to mark? I did remember to mark the sigil thing in Gate of Guidance. I have a wait, yes. Oh, Jen. We're gonna die. Burial chamber. This is here. I will say I don't love having like all these extra pencils on my desk because I feel like it's just one more thing I can accidentally knock over. There's another sanctuary. Oh look, I even have it marked. Sanctuary. What's with all the sanctuaries? And this is where Tefna and Shu are. I'm gonna die. I don't want to, but I'm gonna. I want to push this statue. I feel like there's a way to push that. Okay, let's go heal. How did we get down to 30 health? When did that happen? Thanks for thanking the mods. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jim. We're close to a health refill, but I'm just gonna sit in the puddle and finish my hot cocoa. It takes so much longer to fill it up. Wonderful. Let's go down here to the Sonic room. Is this a breakable wall? No. I'm struggling. I'm just struggling in general. I feel like I spent a lot of time to get to know where a lot of things are, but I'm missing like really big key components to solving anything with what I've learned. I think this takes me over to where the eye is. This is where I just died because I was trying to push that statue and it didn't do anything. As far as I know. Can I climb this? Those that fly shall be cast down. And there's an eyeball. Wait, what? I just needed to hit it? We got another one? I'm so confused. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I have a drawing of that. You can explain it, Petrie. Safe word. I don't understand why that happened. Unless it spoils things for future puzzles. I'm afraid to use my whip there. Oh, I cast down those who flew. That's silly. Oh my god, it's standing right there! Get it! It's not even rolling. Money! Finally, a victory with some cash in this game. Ooh. There's one under there, too. There wasn't very much cash in there. Woman shall be with child when within the man. I wish I could read this thing too. Can I jump up inside of this? Can I jump up there? I know I can walk up here. I'm trying to jump inside the sun. It's not doing anything. Do you like my cool red light? I don't get it. Ugh. Let's at least map this out. What is this room? Left side room. These ones are boring names. It just says left side, right side. Right side. Burial chamber. It's down here. Oh yeah, we went down here earlier. And then below this is A10's room. Which I can't do much with yet, as far as I can tell. Let's go hang out anyway. There's some murals to look at. Alright, rude. Come on! I just did one extra. Weird. And these statues don't, nothing comes up when I examine them. This is the area where it says like solve all the puzzles and then descend. Okay. We're gonna go heal again. I think we're gonna wrap up there. I don't know, I'm kind of stuck. I think I might play a little off stream just to like wander around, which is kind of boring, but I might need it to just jog my memory of what to try next, because I'm like, I don't really feel like going any particular place. And we have a lot of the same riddles that just... puzzles, whatever you want to call them, that haven't really progressed anywhere. Oh, here's one of these things. Oh, I don't want to draw this map, though. Cliff in front of the altar. It's near Argus. Hi. Your arms look like Argus's arms. But I mean, your arms look like that other guy's arms. But the other guy doesn't have eyeballs all over his body. I don't think I can get past you either. Let me just walk underneath your feet. Anyway, we've got like the same... I have an Ankh jewel. I have yet to find a single Ankh, or at least like actually see the symbol, so it seems. Maybe I've been staring one in the face and I don't know it. We still have... Strength lies at the foot of Fudo. I don't know who Futo is yet, but we were starting to at least rule out some of the different giants, so maybe I should have stuck with that a little longer. We don't know how to pray by the eye, by Wedget yet, and we don't know what was the other one? We don't know where Isis is. And she's got the pendant. Yeah, I'm getting a little frustrated with, like... I don't know. I mean, call me a noob gamer or whatever. I'm not, but I played a lot of games growing up where you hit a switch and then they zoom in to show you where the switch is and what it did. Like, Zelda does that all the time, where you hit a switch, they're like, this is what you unlocked, and it's like 3 rooms over and they give you a nice long screenshot of it. Or just like, we have the clue that's 4 pedestals for chests, so I was thinking maybe a couple of the switches that aren't linked to any seemingly not linked to anything were part of the 4 of those for Eden. And it's the type of game where they do give you a lot of information, so I was hoping maybe it would tell me where those switches hooked up to at some point if I read enough stuff. But I feel like all the places I've been, for the most part, I've read the tablets and the skeletons. Now today we're also like kind of combing back. Maybe that's what I'll do off stream, is just confirm like I got every skeleton, I got every tablet, because there were a couple of big ones today, like this one, the children, that I had missed, and it's in a really accessible room that I went to a long time ago. I'm not a noob gamer. I've been playing video games my whole life, just like, you know, a lot of us on Twitch. But this one doesn't telegraph much. We've talked about noob gamer comments before. We've talked about like streaming takes up some of your bandwidth, which is fine. I'm comfortable with like missing stuff because you get to watch it and I get to interact and I get sidetracked. It happens. No big deal. Some stuff like really doesn't sink in until the next day, or I don't know, it just takes time. Obtuse, but it can be brutal. And some of the puzzles, they're all like text-based puzzles. Like the thing that flies, where's Strike Down the One Who Flies? I feel like I can cross that out. And now I have new information that some of the clues are enemy related. And we've seen fish and snakes. They come up all the time. Body of a fish. Owen's body of a fish. The fish master. Body of a snake. We learned about sigils today. I don't know. I'm rambling, but it's super interesting. I'm just hitting a little bit of a dead end for the day.